This is a very quick video this morning, guys. I'm going to be making some pumpkin soup, pumpkin beef soup, and it's predominantly from the Jamaican tradition, but I'm going to be putting my own spin on it. So I have here about one to 1.5 pounds of beef steak, and it's cubed already. I have some pumpkin. This is just to show. I've already sliced my pumpkin into small pieces, and this is going to just basically melt out in the soup as it's cooking. And I have some that I want to eat as food, so I've sliced some there as well. I'm going to be putting 2 what we call Irish potato or white potatoes in the soup. I have and this is not the traditional Jamaican way, but I'm going to be putting some sage leaves in there, and I'm also going to be putting a small piece of oregano in the soup. And that's because I love those spices, so I'm going to vary it a bit. I'm also going to grate some nutmeg, just a pinch of nutmeg into the soup, and that's also not Jamaican, but that's my twist. Traditional stuff that you normally put in there, you have your thyme, sprig or 2 of thyme, you have your scallion, celery, onion, your carrot, and I'm also going to be putting in this spice, which is really sort of like your Maggi bouillon type of spice. I'm going to be putting a little of that in there for the flavor. I'm going to be putting some what we call pimento spice in there, pimento beans, and of course black pepper. I've made some dumplings. Some of these are going to turn into small spinners, and some of them are going to be bigger sized dumplings. And of course, lest I forget, I'm also going to be cubing this piece of yam for the soup as well. I'm pouring about a teaspoon or probably a tablespoon of oil in the same pot that I'm going to use to cook the soup, and I'm going to use this oil to brown my beef. I'm going to give it a couple minutes in here so it can get hot, and I'm going to add my beef and my onions to just saute it until it is nice. While the beef is sauteing with the onion, I've also taken the liberty to add about a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, a 1/4 teaspoon of the pimento beans, and I've grounded mine, about a teaspoon of garlic, and a 1/4 teaspoon of the nutmeg, grated nutmeg. And I'm just going to allow this to probably saute for another minute or so. I have added the pumpkin, the cubed pumpkin that I want to mash out and dissolve into the soup to give it that rich flavor and color. And guys, this is about 2 cups of cubed pumpkin. You can use more or less, just depending on how strong of a pumpkin flavor you want to get. So I'm just going to let this probably saute again for another minute. I'm going to add some water now. And my pot comes with a measuring gauge on the side. So I'm going to put this up to about the, I don't know if you can see, 3/4 marker. And allow it to boil. While the soup is boiling, I went ahead and cut up the cubed up the yam. As you can see, it's changing color really quickly. This is the thing, guys. If you peel yam, you want to peel it just before you drop it into the pot, or else it's going to change color. I mean, nothing is wrong with it. It can still be eaten, but the color changes a little and it becomes a little brown as opposed to that nice yellow color. So I've peeled that, and I'm going to drop them in the pot shortly with the potato, because everything is boiling now, guys. And now I'm going to add the yam, pieces of yam, the 2 potatoes, and I'm also going to put in my other seasoning. So my sprig of thyme is going in, I'm going to put these whole. Some people cut them up. I'm going to put my sage leaves whole, so when it's finished cooking, I can pull them out. So I'm putting in 3 of those sage leaves, and I'm going to put in also some sprigs of oregano. And again, I'm putting these whole so that I can pull them out of the pot once the soup is finished boiling. The water has gone down, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to top it up. Let this boil for another 20 minutes or so before I add any more of the other vegetables, the dumpling and the spinach. Meanwhile the soup is boiling, guys, I'm going to prepare the pumpkin soup mix. And so I'm going to be adding to this mix about 500 milliliters of water. I'm going to mix that out, and I'm also going to start kneading the flour some more and making the spinach. Guys, this is where we're at. It's looking good. Most of the pumpkin has mashed out in the soup. So now I am going to add to this about 1 teaspoon, 1 heaped teaspoon of this bouillon soup mix that I was telling you about. I have mixed the pumpkin soup mix. Some people use cock soup, some people use chicken soup. I'm using this pumpkin soup mix. I'm going to pour that in, and that was mixed in cold water, guys. Don't mix it in hot water, else it's going to cause a problem. And now, guys, I'm going to add the rest of my vegetables. So I'm going to add my pumpkin pieces. Just drop them in there. And to this, I'm going to be adding the carrots. Some people add their carrots even earlier because they don't mind if the carrots are all mashed out. I like my carrots whole, so I don't want to add it too early in the day and cause it to be hard and everything. I'm going to add the celery. And I'm going to add the scallion. The scallion, guys, this is optional. The scallion you can actually add whole. I have chopped mine because in this household we actually love to eat scallion. Some people don't love to eat scallion, so they put the scallion in the whole stalk so that when the soup is finished cooking, they can just pick it out and serve the soup without the scallion. But we love scallion, so we're going to be adding some scallion. And now, guys, we're going to add the spinach. Spinach is basically flour with a little salt and water. And you just roll them in the palm of your hands until they get to this round, long round looking, really. You drop them in the pot. And then these are the dumplings. Dumplings are the same concept. It's the same flour salt mix. But you just flatten them out like this instead of making spinach out of it. So I'm going to drop those in the pot. And guys, when I'm finished putting all of this food in the pot, I'm going to let it stay there again for another 20 minutes, and then we're going to check back. It should be done by then. Guys, as you're doing this, you have to stir it occasionally so that the noodles or any of the food don't get caught at the bottom of the pot. The whole cooking process for this soup, the flame has been medium, so it's not too high but not too low, just enough to give it the right cook and get those flavors blended in together. Alright, the soup is done, guys. Give it a last little spin, and this is the time to go ahead and pick out those little seasonings in there like this, you know, the leaves and all of those little things that you don't want to serve on the plate. Just go ahead and pick them out of the soup before you serve. But here it is, it's done. Most of the pumpkin is still mashed out. Like I tell you, pumpkin is so soft, but I'll have some to eat nonetheless. It's a nice consistency, not too watery, not too thick. So I'm gonna plate this and let you guys have a look at everything. The yam, the dumpling, the potato, spinach, everything. Guys, it's looking great and it's smelling so good inside of here. So I've plated the soup, guys, and I've put a bit of everything in there. The dumpling, the potato, yam, carrot and beef. Very nice consistency, guys. See that? And it's smelling so good. Awesome. So I'm gonna dig in, guys. So try this at home and let me know how it turned out for you.